You do have the early push, that you can itemize into armor fairly effectively, though it is, some mixed damage coming out of this Sejuani. But you do have to be very careful about any potential 2v2s because Kled plus Sejuani should slam that topside fight.
Especially, I mean, we didn't get to see it last time around, but that's what we were looking for, right? The Vicious Strikes and the passage from Sejuani pair so well together. However, we're also going to be looking at in game number 2 for TSM actually to effectively use a team Kled ultimate because they never got a good engage for themselves, even with that many engaged tools at their disposal. Now with a Kled, Sejuani, and Braum on the front line, rather than the sit back and protect Vayne, they're looking to create territory for Vayne to work with. Meanwhile, Clutch with a lot of firepower in this lineup and some spicier picks here for game 2.
Yeah, and Qiyana has such good setup for the Sylas. If you are looking to gank mid, the EQ with the water blade there, you get the root down. That sets up for an easy chain for Sylas to follow that up onto Corki and the potential burst combo that you can pull off there onto him. This is going to be a Ignite Electrocute Qiyana, so certainly looking for that solo kill potential.
This is hype. We're ready to go into the game. Here we go with number 2 as TSM and Clutch square off yet again. Now, TSM fabled to lose game 1 so frequently and come back in the series. Still the winningest organization in LCS history, but Clutch made them look a bit silly in game 1, and they got a lot of comfort picks here in game 2.
TSM looking to redeem themselves for last time in quarterfinals when Clutch knocked them out. And Clutch looking to build on the success of game number 1. As Freak mentioned in the first game as well, Clutch so successful in the early game. Lyra himself on that Sylas. Huge first bloods all summer long. Only second to one of the MVP candidates, Sven Skaren himself.
And now something really interesting to note, unless this is bugged, I'm seeing Grasp Rumble. Now this would be to brawl with the Kled. This is very clearly a knowing that Kled can get on top of you and scrap with you. And you can very easily prep one Grasp. And in these melee matchups, you keep in combat, you're flame spitting the minions. Then when you go in, you can potentially get one Grasp right away and get a second at the end of the trade.
All right, more inside words here from Riv this time. Take it away.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. I just spoke with Artemis of Clutch Gaming, asking him, are things going the way that you want, and what are you expecting out of this TSM draft? He said, games are going great, the players feel awesome, and things are definitely going the way we expect. If TSM keeps playing like this, the game is ours. I asked him what he thought about the champion select, and he goes, TSM is playing exactly what we expect them to play, so it really does look like things are coming up Clutch Gaming right now for that team. Back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Riv. This is definitely going to be a more interesting game to watch. The one thing that I'm going to track is actually how Clutch can play their end game, because in the previous one, Lyra's, I think Skarner was actually a huge deal. He got so many picks with that Impale. I picked up Broke Blitz several times. They got the, the first Baron take as kind of a part of a result of that. And this time around, they don't have good hard engage tools. Sivir can make the team walk at you, but there's not reliable CC here.
You have to remember, though, you can steal Kled ult and you can steal Sejuani ult, which does give Sylas more ways to start the fight. You can just Kled ult your team, and all of a sudden, I mean, Sivir speeds you up a little, Kled speeds you up a lot. You are going to be getting in there. Sometimes a little too in there.
Sure.
And that is the thing, right? Sometimes you need a tankier champion to make use of that move speed and just run headlong into the enemy team. Clutch's lineup right now is very damage heavy.
Just kill him. Who needs the tank?
I mean, honestly, they've got 2 DPS-oriented solo lanes here. Qiyana and Rumble are going to be building very offensively, and Sylas as well from the jungle. So your only real tanky member that's going to try and get early tank items is the Tom Ken. That's not really the initiator. Here we go, though. Good exchange of the Vicious Strikes from Broken Blade, trying to punish Huni as Huni pushes him under the tower.
It is key to note, though, that he didn't actually hold on for the W skill up in case of a dismount, so he may not actually have that active, which does give the Rumble a higher kill potential if you can actually dismount him. But now coming towards mid lane, Sylas looking to sneak around. Spotted.
Valkyrie comes out in time. Bjergsen able to dodge away from that one.
Yeah, he does burn some mana. Bjergsen, though, as you can see, gets some right back there. I believe he had a Biscuit. Damonte holding water as an element whenever he can. As Zale mentioned, water is the element that you can get your CC off with Qiyana. And you can guarantee your Qs to hit with your E.
Yep. Yeah, and you can basically, grab water and you wait for the cooldown to come back up, and then you EQ, you hit the root, then you pull Earth, and you get your auto attacks in between, and Earth has the execute damage. So if you can actually get them low with the Ignite, then you can essentially have 2 Qs, subsequently right after each other, and that can be a very, very powerful burst combo.
Okay, Bjergsen sensing that the lane is a recall here for Damonte. He's going to start pushing much faster here and try to deny some of that farm. But with a cannon minion in that wave, he'll lose 1 melee at most, basically, and Damonte should be safe getting back in. Double longsword, and he'll be back into the mix, no problem. Now Bjergsen matching the recall himself and adding some inventory himself. Right now, the lane lead does go to TSM by 300. We're seeing a lot of that being mid lane right now.
And I want to track junglers after first recalls, usually. Huni, you can see on the mini-map, he's pushed up very heavily on Rumble. Rumble auto-pushes with the Flame Spitter, so it's a prime ganking target. And Spica's going the super common route right around behind him. Can Broken Blade force it? They want Kled to start it out.
Spotted.
They don't have range.
Bear trap. Flash comes in time. Nicely done. Huni not going to be able to break that one. The second stun will be there. The first blood is maybe going to be enough. He's taking the bear trap. He's just out of range, and Huni cannot die.
That looked to me like Spica was trying to donate the kill over to Broken Blade, perhaps. He was still full there. I feel like they could have committed forward for that, but Huni barely survives despite not flashing early enough to actually avoid the tether.
Yeah, that is the ideal gank for TSM. You get your flash early on the Kled to ensure that your pullback happens on the bear trap on a rope. They get the stun. Not able to find enough damage to finish off that kill, though, and Huni survives. Now, flashes from both top laners were expended in this exchange. Even though it was Huni on the run and him having to worry about his life, now both top laners are possible targets. Let's take a look at the damage output here, see if there was anything missed. Early flash from Broken Blade, good job by him to ensure that he's going to get the yoink back. Then Spica gets in. He didn't quite get the knockback. He does walk up, gets his extra auto. I don't think he saves any damage. He doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't save any damage. They tried all out, and they just didn't have enough. Barely unable to finish off that kill.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, honestly, even if they just hard committed and kept going, I think the best you get maybe is a 1-for-1. I don't even know if you get
Trap
that.
shield's good, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So Huni doing a great job to survive, and certainly did not look to be misplayed at all there by TSM. So he is going to survive, and building towards early tabbies as expected is very, very powerful.
Okay, TP coming in now and engaged towards Lyra. Jumps over the wall. He's got to be careful on the rest of the side as Spica can still come forward. It's going to be disengaged. Clutch going to stay alive.
Critical there. No level 6s for the junglers yet. Spica does not have the Sejuani ultimate, so that is another teleport used. This one was Sven. He's bottom laner, so he's just going back bottom anyways. Not quite that big of a deal, but if there were level 6s there, that was fireworks.
And I mean, TSM actually really wanted to make more of that because they have TP disadvantage on the top side, and it's an Infernal. So now you can potentially TP in the Rumble, so TSM can actually really challenge this Dragon without a lot of risk because Broken Blade cannot join. They are moving over for it, though. We'll see if they TP in Huni to commit.
Bjergsen is now as well, so he's going to be joining the mid lane. He's going to be walking down, and the first one to be here will be Huni's Rumble as he walks down the river, but keep in mind, we're pretty soon going to be doing everything else. He's TPing just a bit closer to the fight. He's going to go for an ulti maybe, but it's at least going to build some space. Let's Bjergsen gets a Miracle Steal. It's in spite range, and Frontal Drake goes over now. Watch out. Kled's ulting in. This is the fight. TSM engaged now with the Damonte, trying to run away, turns invisible. Here comes the dive on top. Rumble will build some space, though. Vulcan stays alive. He cannot be stunned, but the damage comes through, and Huni goes down. A second stun now comes across. Looking to knock down Vulcan. They get it. 2-for-0 TSM.
TSM getting an extra kill there at the end, too. Infernal Drake does go over to Clutch first, but TSM come out with the extra gold. Broken Blade roaming down on the Kled with the ultimate is able to stop them and cut off the exit point. Huni puts out a lot of damage with that Rumble, and the Rumble level 6 at Dragon should be respected. But look at this burst potential after they get the engage.
Yeah, and it's the collapse from multiple sides. And Broken Blade coming in from one side when Sven and Bjergsen are protected here. Bjergsen gets so much damage out.
Look at that. Spica gets level 6. Oh, no, he doesn't. He's still level 5. He flashes for the E-stun and was able to get Vulcan there. Finds the extra kill. Sven able to get that. We talked about the Vayne and setting up Vayne for possible early money. That will make it much more difficult for the Clutch Gaming duo and the Sivir.
I've got to say, though, I feel like Huni could have just instant TP'd from top, and then you force it with the Clutch so much further away. He wanted to try to save his TP, which I think was pretty greedy. Tried to walk all the way down from top lane. By the time he teleported, he was in mid lane. right? So the Kled is not far behind and can actually join that fight. If you just instant TP, hard commit to the Dragon, I think that there's no way that TSM can commit there. So they tried to get a little bit greedy, hold onto the Summoner. They do end up paying for it as TSM grabs a couple kills.
Well, back into the game state right now. 1,200 gold lead puts TSM ahead of the Infernal Drake right now as Huni once again walks out of the lane but doesn't find anything useful to do. Only sees that the red buff is gone, but Lyra's nearby. No invade gonna come through though, and Spica will clear in safety. Got to be pretty much equal on camps to Lyra here as you look at the CS differences, and it's basically 0. At a neutral game state, this Vayne has been able to actually farm pretty well in what can be an annoying lane, getting poked out by Sivir boomerangs, but he's just fine in CS.
Yeah, Smoothie's been able to protect him so far. Does not get that minion as it dies to his own right in front of him. The pressure of the camera turning on, but he's so close to getting his Blade of the Ruin King. And that gives you a lot of the all-in potential for the Vayne versus Sivir we're talking about. Duo here from TSM looking to make the dive.
4v2, they now see Bjergsen. Poke's going to be pretty painful, but you got Lyra just in the corners, maybe finding his way over. Damonte no TP, but could maybe walk it down as well. And in fact, the wave is cleared enough they don't go for the play. And that's going to be package burn to go back to lane.
Yeah, with Silas around there, if you don't have eyes on him, if you start that dive up and he steals the Sejuani ult or something along those lines, you really do have the potential to turn that around. So good attempt there for TSM, but are dissuaded.
Gonna have to keep our eyes on the teleport cooldowns as well, because remember the aftermath of that dragon fight. Not only did Huni wait a while for using the teleport, but the desync teleport cooldown means Broken Blade is gonna have his up earlier. So TSM have a possible power play on the bottom half of the map with a Kled teleport and ultimate engage. That's gonna make Clutch have to set up a lot of these control wards and clear out TSM vision.
Okay, here comes the get to the bottom side. Pretty big damage right there, but already devoured is the one. But this is still so much damage that Vulcan will indeed fall. And now Sven's in the chase, runs a bit more damage to Cody's son.
Really good condemn onto the wall. Gets 2 for 1 basically with the Tahm Kench pinned against that wall, and TSM counter.
And that was really well done. I mean, Vulcan had a well-timed devour, but you just get shredded. You actually cannot stand up to that Vayne. And it's just going to get worse for Tahm Kench. Is really having a lot of health is his protection. And Vayne does not care about that whatsoever. Certainly can shred right through him. And despite the fact that Lyra was around, he was not close enough for them to attempt to take that fight.
This could be a critical turning point for the entire series. Clutch have been targeting Sven with a lot of marksman bans, banning away the safe marksman, the Ezreal, and the Caitlyn, the super long range options. But TSM showing that they're willing to go with the in-your-face counters here with the Vayne. Now Blade of the Ruin King and Magic Boots have come in for Vayne as well, giving extra move speed. Very threatening in any sort of a long lane. Looks like it will be another objective started up for Clutch though.
And mid lane's looking so good for TSM as well here. You have the Klepto Corki heavily outfarming his opponent. He's 1,200 gold up on Damonte, right? Damonte has not been able to get aggressive, not been able to get a lead. Corki is just going to outscale you. Corki is going to have such an easier time getting consistent damage in.
All right, we have entered the time in the game where we have that teleport difference. There's probably a good 30 seconds, 40 maybe even, left on Huni's here for Broken Blade. And this is the reason that Clutch are actually making a power play on the top part of the map. They know that they have teleport disadvantage, so they pick up the Rift Herald. They activate it top to try and get use out of this, and they want to trade objectives because they know there's no world that they could fight that dragon with since TSM have the extra teleport.
And Huni can even stop the trade, of course. He's got Equalizer up, so next wave that gets pushed in, you press R, you won't lose plates on that one. They will trade up the Ocean Drake, though. That itself can be pretty valuable, but yeah, Huni should be able to defend turrets. In fact, Equalizer, you can see the cooldown just burn in the top corner of your screen, so bot turret will stay healthy. They trade an Ocean Drake for first turret, and all the rest of the plates top lane.
Yeah, I really like that move. Also the fact that Vayne has the complete Blade of Ruin King and the Essence River wasn't yet done for Cody's son, making it even more worthwhile to potentially avoid that matchup. Cody's son now off of that turret gold, has his first completed item. But I really want to see Clutch getting Damonte involved because I am concerned about Qiyana just being parked mid lane and farming it out against this Corki.
I mean, he didn't want that. You can see his first item was Moby Boots. Yeah. He wants to get out, he just can't.
Yeah, Qiyana definitely wants to get as much gold as possible early because she actually has really good attack damage ratios. So first lethality is coming in though. That adds a lot of burst potential to Qiyana's all-in. Able to get the Duskblade proc. can mean the difference between 100%ing the Vayne or the Vayne getting invisible, getting a reset off, life-stealing back up through the fight, and trying to keep her alive.
All right. Well, you can see the game state still, even with first turret going over and all the money it provides, it's still Clutch Gaming down 1,000 gold as TSM has done a great job in their various laning phases. Again, a lot of credit going to Bjergsen on the Corki. Triforce done. He can certainly be in a state to carry this game. Cody's Sun devoured, forced to be taken away. Vulcan, though, going to take some damage. Silverbolts and the Sun coming through. Sven's feeling really comfortable. That's some good damage.
Yeah. He's feeling comfortable for a good reason. With the extra attack speed, upgraded Berserker Greaves as well, is able to get so much harassment done. And because their mid lane pushes up, it also means on the bottom side, 2v1 can show for TSM because they actually have the extra health advantage for an extra person. And they're able to get another, or their first turret of the game down.
Yeah, positions really are feeling pretty reversed from last game as well. I mean, yes, you do have the Sivir on Clutch, but I think it's much harder to execute on that team composition in the late game when you have, you know, this assassin coming out of the mid lane, you have this squishy jungler, compared to just big frontliners and strong marksmen over on TSM who scale really, really well.
All right, well, we said we were going to have our eyes on the Kled and Sejuani duo for initiations again in this game. Not very effective last game for TSM. Now they are set up for success, though. First step in success is to try and clear out some of the vision on the sides, to allow Kled a pathway to try and charge the team in with. Scuttle Crab will be picked up first here for TSM, and with the bottom lane now pushing tower down, they can rotate towards mid.
They're moving right now as we have it engaged on the top side. Broken Blade doesn't have a lot to go to right now. He tries to flash. The ult is going to get away just in time, does not quite acquire the champion behind him, and is able to get back into the mid lane, but that is still Summoner Spell and ult down.
Yeah, and Lyra has Kled ult, so they could engage if they want to here.
Cleanse forced out, big damage to the front line. Here comes Equalizer, big damage to the Smoothie, forcing him to flash away as well. Bjergsen puts some shots to the turret. Lyra comes to the front line. Speaking tanks that though. Half HP Sejuani's tanky enough. The stun comes through to Lyra, forcing him right back out. Still 5v5 on the map. His package comes out for disengage, and the waves will be reset.
Yeah, Lyra steals the Kled ultimate to go in, but he's really squishy on the Sylas still. Sylas builds damage from the jungle. Looking for burst. He's got only the Cinder Kindle Gem to his name. Here we go, Damonte!
Flash over to Monte, goes invisible. Ult comes across just for the knockback, though. There's no CC to be had, so he gets almost nothing out of it. And now the re-engage. Spica finds it slow. Bjergsen re-engaging as well. Vulcan saves one as safe, but he might be in danger. No flash up, gets shot again, and now here comes the knock-up. Stopwatch buys 2 seconds. Now the re-engage. Big damage to Bjergsen. Has to watch out for the boomerangs as Cody's Sun once again his wave clears and everyone else stays alive.
Yeah, and at the very least, you need to get a flash off Sven. That is a big thing for Kiana. And Damonte now has flash, Sven does not, so there is potential, you know, for Huni, for Damonte to both flash on top of Sven, try to burn him down in a team fight. But you can see, you know, the aggression really is starting to ramp up in this game. These teams trying to get a bit more aggressive, but that was great play from Vulcan, I think, there to stay alive.
And we've got a Dragon coming in 1 minute for a possible setup here for Ocean Dragon with a pretty open map as the bottom and top towers have been exchanged for both teams. We'll see if they actually rotate down there. TSM sending Bjergsen now to the side lane as well. With teleports all available on their sides, they can make a very quick reaction to any sort of move that Clutch pull off.
So back over they go as TSM look to secure this bottom river first. Wards traded back and forth, and TSM has to be careful what they can find over here because over the wall they go. They're going to find the root, but no ult to come across. That's still on cooldown right now. And they won't find any engagement to Spica.
Lyra steals the Sejuani ultimate. Really, really powerful one to steal there. The exact one that Clutch are looking for the team fight. Damonte
has to try to get away over the wall, but he can't do it just yet right now. Puts in the invisibility, but he still has to find somewhere to go. Gets the E backwards, W's out. Nicely played. Damonte finds just the angle he needs to get over the wall. Get away from Broken Blade, but he is at half HP. They should give him the scuttle kill, but first there's a fight going on right now as the engage comes back over. And Kled only rejoins the team, not any farther. Ult does come back towards Spica. That burst damage equalize does not catch TSM though. Broken Blade dismounts, stays alive at 300 HP though, saying, okay, ult's not gonna land for Damonte yet again. He's only invisible, Broken Blade's still alive. Trying to run backwards, his shield is so big, but they find that first kill. The blast cone just barely gets away. The blast cone! And the boomerang catches back up to him.
What a counter engage there. Lyra with the stolen Sejuani ultimate starts it out. And once again, another big Rumble ultimate. That means Clutch Gaming will not only get the better of the team fight and the kills, they get the Ocean Dragon.
Yeah, and maybe even potentially this mid lane turret. They are looking for it, and Sven doesn't have the wave clear.
And that's going to be mid turret dropping as well. So Clutch Gaming first to 1 and first to 2 turrets in this game. Equalizing the Ocean Drakes. The Infernal, of course, still there from earlier on. And Clutch making the game a lot closer. 100 gold apart with an Infernal Drake to their name. They're winning.
Certainly are, and are looking good doing it. You know, the fact that they are able to actually take this team fight, you know, a lot of it came down to that fact that they have the equalizers. They are able to back up and disengage before the Kled ultimate comes down. And then Spica, you know, moving forward, Clutch decide, hey, we can actually turn on this.
Yeah, Lyra hits him with his own Sejuani ultimate, bursts him out of the fight. Then Huni actually cuts off the rest of the team with that equalizer while they burn down Broken Blade. And then the chase continues. Even with Smoothie blocking all the damage, eventually the shield falls down and Cody Sun flashes in offensively for the last kill. After he throws out the boomerang, can just turn around, knows that he's got it. Now TSM trying to get a tower back for themselves on the top side.
Got some damage here. Demonte has to be a bit respectful as
Kench.
Tom Kench coming over, knock him down. This is a 4 versus 3 right now. Team is coming in for a bit more. Nice stun on a Vulcan. Here comes Lyra now as well. 4 versus 4. As the rest of the squad comes in, it's actually all of TSM, but a good equalizer buys some space. Bramo builds a lot as well.
They're getting
As they're in
roasted.
the front line. They are burning down. Look at the team fight. Bjergsen's gone as well.
My
An
God.
8-4 clutch.
That was a team-wide Kiana ultimate against the wall.
That was insane. The Clutch solos pairing up. That has got to be the best equalizer I've ever seen. They got roasted by Huni and Kiana.
I'm just waiting for this replay because I want to just draw how much of this area in the top river Clutch filled up with ultimate. They lay down the equalizer, right next to it, the stolen Braum ultimate, and then it lines everyone up for the Kiana against the wall. Baron will be their reward.
My God.
But man, that was a huge team fight for Clutch.
And that is a 4,000 gold lead now, seemingly out of nowhere, it feels like. TSM had been feeling like they were in control of this game, and Clutch, that is their second 20-minute Baron in 2 games. Here it is one more time, starting out them trying to pressure Demonte around this top side.
Okay, everybody's in on it. Abyssal Voyage brings 2 in. Immediately, Cody Sun ults and runs away because of the Sejuani ultimate. Now is where their counterattack starts, though. We're going to have Huni arrive, equalizer down the middle. Then they're going to have the Braum ultimate right next to it, filling up this space, stunning TSM. And then Kiana comes in, knocks them all against this wall, and hits every single remaining member besides Bjergsen, which he finishes off with his own hands.
That was just insane. I mean, the equalizer pushes them into the wall. They're getting absolutely roasted. Braum ults across everyone, and then this pro view, you can see
hard
ult
flash.
flash there from Demonte. That was clean. These combined ultimates just took up the whole map. The Braum, the equalizer, the Kiana.
And now there's a re-engage already, but it's a lot of space being built. A nice steal on the Sejuani ult. He's going back in for it. The TC in the front line, Spica, he's roasted alive. And another Sedge ult finds almost a stun. Smoothie builds a stopwatch, but is it enough space to get himself away? It is certainly not. Another 2 kills to Clutch Gaming, going right up the mid lane.
Kiana tagged him with the ult traveling around the edge of the wall there. He gets another stun. Are you kidding me? Demonte was the first player in the LCS to get a win on this champion, and it is showing. The time is paying off here in playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, you cannot fight Clutch in the jungle like that, though. They're chasing into these areas where the Kiana ultimate covers everything. The Braum ultimate, the equalizer, they cover everything. And Clutch is pushing in here, looking for an inhibitor.
A lot of damage coming to the mid lane right now. Half HP on that turret, but the respawns come through and it signals time for Clutch to back off. They've got 50 seconds till second Infernal, plenty of time to reset. And as they take down this eastern jungle, that seems likely that's what they will do. And look to secure double Infernal and a game-winning push.
And now they're in a situation where, once again, Cody Sun has 5 kills on the Sivir, no death. Here's how it all starts out. TSM try and get the engagement. Tom Kench and Sivir Flash are blown here, and then once again, another counter engage from Clutch. Sejuani ultimate, that was stolen. Look at this on the side of your screen, though. Demonte gets his Kiana ultimate all the way around to tag Smoothie. Insane pickoff right there for an extra kill for Clutch, utilizing the super long range of the wall there.
Yeah, TSM now up against it. You know, Clutch is just, I think, utilizing the terrain of this map so incredibly well. all of the AoE that they have, all of this kind of area control that they do have has been incredibly powerful. And despite the fact that, TSM do have Braum ult, which is nice for themselves, it is not matching the power of all these Shiver Ricochets and everything coming through from Clutch. And they're going to grab a second Infernal, putting themselves even further ahead. Codyson, again, deathless, almost on 3 items. He has hit late game here at like 24 minutes thanks to all these kills he's got.
Massive game right now for Clutch Gaming. Actually coming back from early game deficit was something I thought maybe not possible for the squad, but
gold.
They're looking so good right now. Yeah, absurdly ahead, 2,500. That's almost a full item in most cases in any AD carry matchup, so feeling very good as Codyson.
I mean, Sven just hasn't really been able to get super involved in a lot of the team fights because the Equalizer throws down, you have to be careful about the Kiana, the Silas is running at you, he's really struggling to actually get access to deal his damage, whereas Codyson just says, well, I'll just hit anyone and I'll ricochet.
And if we go back to the beginning of this game, this is not Clutch running over the early game and snowballing. This is Clutch performing better in team fights with these ultimates. Good usage by Huni, good stolen ultimate by Lyra, but now he gets caught.
Big one. Hooney's got nowhere to go. Could he ult in time? He's going to be grabbed. Bo, wow, what a great steal for Vulcan. Save the squad. Giant stun comes over the top. It's 2 kills, make it a 3rd. A double kill in for Lyra. The chase down for a 4th kill. This is surely Clutch Gaming taking the fight and maybe the base itself.
I think they're going to take the game here, Freak. They just wiped this up. Damonte telling Sven to get out of his game.
Check your watch, everybody. It's Tanner time. Clutch Gaming about to be 2-0 in this series. The inhibitor will fall and just enough minions slink through. Where were you when Clutch started 2-0 over TSM? And it's not going to be yet. When were you? Maybe in a few minutes.
Honestly, it's really cool to see because it's not just one member of Clutch performing really well. This is a team that struggled against any of the top teams in summer during the regular season, and yet they're performing so well in this playoff series. This is a good TSM initiation. I like this play initially from TSM. They find Huni, but the Zonias and the Tom Kens are able to get him out. And once again, Damonte flanking over this control ward. They didn't have vision of the Kiana, comes in, gets another big ultimate with the pathway already getting cut off from the equalizer from Huni. It's just Clutch Gaming are controlling the area of these team fights so well. So many zone control options, and he's able to finish off there with a flash inside the base for extra point.
It feels like every time Huni puts the equalizer that pushes them towards the wall, and then Damonte just wipes them up, and that one was whoops.
They walk straight into the base.
Look away. But, they are really playing this well in these team fights. The Kiana Rumble combo has been incredibly good. Huni had his equalizer on 3 members. They have to run to the right out of it, straight into the waiting arms of Damonte, who just wipes them off the map. The items are just so far ahead for Damonte across the board. They're ridiculously strong. Baron is up here, and the potential of a 3rd Infernal could go the way of Clutch, which is ridiculously strong when you have all this damage across the board. This is not a tank jungler. This is full
carries.
AP.
4 carries, and they're all doing great right now. 1 death across these carries of Clutch. Vulcan playing the hero, says, I will flash devour you and spit you to safety. Take me instead. Leave the shutdown bonuses on the scoreboard. Really got to give him credit too.
All right, let's turn our eyes towards the Baron. There is still hope here for TSM, though it is dwindling so quickly. Clutch Gaming have an immense advantage. Maybe the counterattack. Oh,
they're trying. They found the stun. They got some damage, but again, Vulcan is there for the save. Redemption comes across as well. They're re-engaged. The stun against the wall, and TSM are against it too. 3 kills already picked up. Broken Blade running for his life. The other one left alive. This is surely going to be, this time, the actual game-winning push.
The hope for TSM is gone. Clutch Gaming reigns supreme. Another big team fight. Knocks them against the wall, and CG are gonna take it.
They are gonna knock down the last of the turrets. They're gonna knock down the second Nexus. 2-0, 1 game to go before Clutch eliminates TSM.
And what an incredible performance Clutch is turning in here today. They are dominating in these team fights. That was immaculate, the Kiana gameplay here from Damonte. Time and time again, he is finding 3-4-man ultimates in the team fight, making